Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Today, we're going to be looking at how to find real products to sell on Amazon that can genuinely make you thousands every single month. Now, if you're interested in this sort of content, make sure you are subscribed with those little notifications turned on. Let's get into the video straight away. Welcome if you're new here, welcome back if you're not. My name is Johnny Bradley. I'm founder of the Seller Pro Academy, where we help ordinary people create extraordinary things, just one product at a time. And first things first, I am sick of all the videos on YouTube that are ranked for like Amazon FBA Product Research 2019. And I know that's probably what I've called this video, guys. The reason why I'm annoyed is most of them give out completely unrealistic information. For example, they'll go on there and they'll be like talking about a product that's selling $600,000 per month as like a good opportunity. It was like, yes, that is doing that. I'm not saying that it's not, but for the average person, they don't have hundreds of thousands to invest into that product to make it success. So what's even the point of talking about it? Or ones where it's like, you know, finding a $40,000 product in 3 minutes and 4 seconds, but giving no substance as to how to actually sell that product and stand out in a market like that. So I wanted to do this video where I'm not going to teach you to suck eggs and show you how to use Viral Launch or Helium 10 or Jungle Scout, because do you know what, guys, if you want to go and do that, I'm gonna put a little link just here of videos that I've done that have that information on it, along with a whole bunch of other information as well. Go and check them out if you want that. But if you've ever used anything like Auto Trader or Rightmove or any search platform where you have ability to search and to change the fields, then you'll know how to use these services almost instantaneously. It's the theory behind how to find products and why some products work and other products don't is what you actually need to know, and no one really talks about it. Everyone always says, we're going to go into 5 points today. The first point a lot of people cover, but we do need to actually cover it. It's the further 4 points that you're really going to find extremely valuable. Particularly the last point, point 5, that we're going to go through is probably one of the most important ones, and it's something that I cover in my book, The One Product Strategy, quite a substantial amount. There's a whole chapter for it. So you're going to learn about that today at point 5 if you do stick around till the end of the video. So I want to do a deal with you today. If you find this video valuable and if you think it has actionable and relevant information, then it'll really help me out if you can smash a like, leave a comment with what you think about it, and share it with someone that you think will find it valuable and needs to hear it. This way we can ensure that more people get useful content rather than just pointless clickbaity YouTube content. How does that sound? First things first, step number 1, it is a numbers game, right? Look, we do need sales, okay? All the videos out there saying, oh my God, we need high sales. We do need them, okay? They're not lying. We do need high sales. And the reason why we need high sales is because we're leveraging Amazon as a service. One of the fantastic reasons as to why you can make money with Amazon and you can build a business with just one product is that you can assess the demand before ever spending a penny on any stock. You can see if it's selling. You can see how many people per day, per month, per year are buying that product. You can see how many people are searching for that product. There's so much information that we can get from Amazon that helps us to reduce the risk of starting a business, which is why it's such a fantastic platform to use. You know, a lot of businesses fail because they can't get enough customers. And the reason that they couldn't get enough customers is because they didn't really know how many customers were out there. They didn't really know, you know, the foot flow of how many people are walking past their door, or they had to go and market and get the customers themselves, but they didn't know how to market their product or service. So using Amazon is first of all fantastic because they have the customers. They have hundreds of millions of customers going on Amazon literally every single day. So we need to tap into that by finding something that's high sales. Of course, we need to find something with profit. There's no point selling something that has a very low profit margin. And there's ways that we can increase the profit margin, which we're going to talk about a little bit later on in the next few steps. Step number 4 and 5, we're really going to talk about how to increase the value so that you can increase the profit margin, but profit margin is very important. Of course, you're going to look for something that isn't super high competition. However, what I found from experience from people doing this is that the competition doesn't need to be as low as everyone is saying it needs to be. If you follow points 3, 4, and 5, what we're going to be talking about today, you can actually enter markets that are more competitive and still do very, very well, but you have to do these steps. If you don't do them, then yes, you will fail. If you don't do steps 3, 4, and 5, you're not going to do well, okay? So that's why you need to pay attention to every single one of these things and not just glaze over them and go, oh, yeah, that's well and good, I'm not going to do that, I'm going to do it my own way. Do these things, it works, right? So step 1 is, first of all, you do have to understand, you need sales. And if that's the case that you're happy doing 300 units a month, that's fine. If you want to be doing 1,000 units a month, that's cool as well. If you need to be doing 10,000 a month, that's fine as well. But you need to know where you stand on that scale, okay? The reason why I'm not going to give you exact numbers to look for is because you need to understand step 2 first. Maybe I should have done that first. So step 2 is about being realistic. We can find products that do 50, 60, 70, 100, 150. There's products that do like over 1 million a month in the US. We can find those products, but we can't sell those products if we don't have money to invest to create those products, okay? So the next thing you need to do, step 2, is you need to understand your budget. You need to, first of all, have a budget, and of course a budget that you can stick to that's realistic, but then you need to kind of do your product research in reverse. So you take off all the costs, like your marketing costs, your photos, all that sort of services that you're gonna need. Now, I've just recently released a video about this. I'll put a link to it just here, about the costs that you'll need to actually, or how you, I think the video is how you can start selling on Amazon between £1,000 and £2,000. So I break down some of the costs. And what you do is you take off all the costs that you know that you're going to have to spend, leaving you with a little kitty of money. And from that, you can then actually put it into stock because you know that you're not going to have to spend any more money on any other things. Let's say, for example, you're selling a product that is £20, or you're doing your product research and you're looking between, £17 and £24, and you find something that's around that mark. However, if you only have £1,000, and you're not going to be able to afford to buy 500 units if those units are £5 each landed in the UK, or if they're $5 and it's in the US, you're not going to be able to afford that. You do not have enough money, so there's no point looking at that product. You need to be doing your research in direct relation to how much money you have to invest in those products. It's so important. Anyone can go on Jungle Scout. Anyone can go on it and go, okay, I want to find products that sell between 10,000 and 15,000 per month, or 600 units to 1,000 units per month. Anybody can do that. Absolutely anybody, but not everybody could afford to do that. So the next thing you need to do, the second thing you need to do, is directly relate your product research when you're in the trenches, when you're doing it, when you're looking at these products, when you're starting to get ideas and the actual cost of the products from Alibaba. And the more you do this, the more you'll be able to gauge what that cost is without really doing it, and what's a good deal and what's not a good deal. That's when you can start gauging, okay, am I going to have enough money to actually sell this product? Do I have enough money to buy enough units for a good month's worth of supply, so I can see if it's going to actually work for me? So that's the second step, is be realistic, understand your budget, and work, when you're doing your product research, work within your budget. Step 3 is going against the grain of what a lot of people will say, just because I've seen people have success with it, okay? Generally, when you're giving kind of beginner advice, you'd be saying to stay away from products that are restricted or electronics or breakable or whatever it may be, okay? The products that you have to jump through some more hoops to actually sell those products. However, what I found is that people that decide to, you know what, I'm going to jump through those hoops, it's going to take me a little bit longer, I need to get the certifications, or I need to make sure my product packaging is like fully compliant to get approved, or I need the CE certification, whatever it may be. The people that take that extra step, what you're doing is you're elevating yourself above this kind of barrier of entry that most beginners go to. There's a ton of products under that line. There's a ton of products, and lots of people sell them, and lots of people make lots of money of them. But if you want to just take that little bit step extra, and you want to go into more of like a blue ocean, then just go through those extra steps. And it's fine to look at products that are restricted. It's fine to look in gated categories. It's fine to look at products that other people tell you not to do, because if the majority of people are being warned away from them, then that means that if you have the tenacity and you have the ability and the persistence to go and do it and make it happen and have the setbacks when you probably eventually do have setbacks, then when you get the success, when they are selling on Amazon, there's far less competition to be worried about. There's far less people coming into the market because they're not as easy to do, right? It just takes a little bit longer. So don't be afraid to just kind of color outside the lines and just think, well, what if I could do this? What if I could sell this product? If I could get the certifications, if I could do this, what would it mean, right? Just have those conversations, because I think if you can do that, if you can spend the extra time doing it and you can do your due diligence, then you will be rewarded. Sometimes higher risk, but sometimes higher reward as well. So don't be afraid to color outside the lines. I've just realized there's 2 step 3s. So we are going through 6 steps today, not 5. I don't know what I did there. Step 4 is understanding the customer. This is so important. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people launch products and having never even considered what the customer would think of it. This is why I have my book, The One Product Strategy, which in detail goes into understanding the customer. It's what I talk about in my academy. It's an underlying theme as to making it a successful business is understanding your customer. And I break this down into 3 areas. It's something I call the complete solution. And that does start with demand, which we've covered a little bit. And I go into how many things you need, how many products, how many reviews, all that sort of stuff. You then go into potential customer needs and potential customer solutions. These are the really 2 key areas. Potential customer needs is identifying why the customer is buying the product. Every time someone buys a product, they're buying it for a very specific reason. They have a desire that that product's going to solve a problem or get them towards some sort of pleasure. They have a belief that this product is going to work for them. If they have a belief it's not going to work, right, they're not going to buy it. So they have a belief that it's going to work and it's going to do what they want it to do. So you need to tap into and understand why that customer is in that particular position on their phone or on their computer, going on Amazon and searching for it with no real brand in mind. They just want to buy that product. They don't really care what brand it is, but they know that it's serving a purpose. So you need to get into and tap into that customer mentality by understanding their needs. What I tell people to do is get a sheet of paper, split it down the middle with a pen, and on the left hand side just start writing out a bunch of ideas and keep going and keep going and keep going. Put it down, come back to it a day later, keep writing more ideas, because what you're going to do is activate your super fast subconscious brain, and your brain is going to start working in the background. You'll be in the shower, on the toilet, and you'll be like, oh my god, that's a really good need, and you'll write it down. On the right hand side of the piece of paper, you then optimize that list down to the top 5, the top 10 things, and you're going to start to really understand your customer. Don't skip this step, because once you understand your customer, then you can then do the next thing, which is coming up with potential solutions for your customers. A lot of people, they go on Amazon, they go, I'm going to sell this product and I'm going to bundle it with other things that they buy, without really considering if that bundled product will actually benefit the customer. They do it just because they want to bundle, because they've been told online, oh, you need to bundle, which is not the case. You should only bundle, you should only create a product, solution, an offer if it is relevant for the customer, if it's going to help them and provide them a better service, a better solution than your competitors. A lot of people will bundle with something that actually isn't very good, and they've just done it because they've been told to. The reason why my students are so successful with just one product, right, with their first product they get crazy success, is because we put focus on finding that solution that really relates to and aligns with the customer's needs. So when the customer goes on Amazon, they start searching, they're automatically drawn to your listing, they buy yours because it's the best thing for them at that particular time in their life, and most often than not, you're going to be the highest price as well. So once you do those, and once you spend some time doing this, I have some videos about the complete solution. I'll put them just here. Okay, you can click on that link if you want to go and watch that. Might put it in the description as well. But the complete solution is the point where the demand is where the customer needs and the customer solutions meet in the middle, and that is the complete solution. That's what you want to be selling. Step 5 is it's really talking about product research isn't complete until you source the products, because a lot of people do their product research having not really considered how much it's going to cost them to get actually imported and landed at Amazon. So do not write off ideas until you've actually gone through that process and you figured out how much it's actually going to be to sell. You might have a few ideas on the go, and I think it's healthy and important to have a few ideas on the go, so that you might have 3 brilliant ideas, you might have 3 products, but one of them is the best opportunity, the best investment for you. It's the one that you want to do more over the others. So your product research is not finished until you're basically ready to buy the product. Part of that is creating an irresistible, like an absolutely irresistible product offer from physical products, okay? You can then validate that, and this is so important. I cover this in the book as well. You can validate that by actually asking people, doing market research. So no one ever talks about market research, but market research is so important. So when I did this product, something I sell on Amazon right now, then I went out and I asked people. I came up with my offer, say it's going to come with this, and this. I asked 10 people, what do you think? Would you buy this kind of bundle, this offer, or would you buy this one? And I changed it around a bit, made a few changes. And by doing these experiments, people will say, oh, I think option B is going to be I would buy option B. Or another one will be like, oh, I'll buy option A. You can find out what people actually respond to, and it might be different to what you thought they would do. So doing market research is so important. It can be friends, it can be people, or it can be a family, but don't tell them which one is your favorite. Okay, don't tell them which one you think is going to be the best, but give them an option of 3 different solutions and say, which one would you buy if you were this customer? By doing market research, even if it's a small amount like that, you're going to help validate your product research and validate the offer that you've created, because up until this moment, it's theory. You don't know if it's going to sell. You don't know if it's going to be an irresistible product offer. So you actually need to get out there, ask people, so you can validate that before you actually start buying stock. The final thing, which we're going to call this a bonus, right? We're going to call this a bonus. This is definitely one of the biggest ones, and it's focus on your brand finesse. Brands should be part of the product research and discovery and development stage. Branding is so important, and you can make more money by having a more seductive brand. A brand isn't just the design assets of your logo or the colors you use. A brand is a feeling. A brand is something that customers look at and they understand. If you have a strong brand, it means that you'll stand for something, that you're creating something that is above yourself. It's something that customers can relate to when they're at dinner with their family or their friends or their spouse. They go, oh, I bought this cool thing today from this company, this brand. It's really cool. I really love it. And that's what you're going to want. If you want to get more customers, one great way to do that is recommendations. Someone buys a product, they think, oh, this is cool, and their friend wants to buy it. That's free advertising for you. You don't have to pay anything to then sell that product again. If you create a strong brand and people understand, they're like, okay, this brand stands for X, Y, and Z, and it's high quality, and it's this, that, and the other, and here's the name, it's memorable, it's short, it's understandable, it's spellable, then you're going to increase your chances of success because you're going to be able to get free exposure. Branding is also very important with the perception, and when I talk about brand finesse, I'm just saying make things look bloody good. You have to make sure everything is high class. If you want to sell something cheap and you want to go for volume, go and do that. You may not need a very, very strong brand. But if you want to do it properly and you want to create something with a higher profit margin, you want to have recommendations, you want to get clicks on your listing more often than not, you want to have a high conversion rate, then you need to have a strong brand. You need to have pictures that have finesse, they look good. And as well as looking good, okay, they have to be functional. The images have to convey, they have to put across what your brand means. They have to communicate with the customer the benefits and the features of that product in a very clear and concise way, okay? And if you want to know that, then if we've got enough cards on here, I'm going to put another card just over here somewhere, and you'll be able to see a video I uploaded recently that talks exactly about that. Brand is so important, and the common denominator between all of my success stories, all of the students that have got just incredible results, their brand stands out. Their brand has had some attention put into it. It looks good, it feels good, you want to be part of it, you want to buy it over the others. And customers have the exact same feeling and they buy it, right? They go ahead and they buy those brands. So the 5 steps that we looked at is, the first is a numbers game. You do need to understand the numbers. You need to find a product that sells well. That is hands down very, 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 very important. The second thing is you need to be realistic with your product research. And if you don't have the investment for a type of product, don't even look at it because it's not going to be worth your time. Spend your time on realistic research. Step number 3 is don't be afraid to color outside the lines. Look for products that have opportunity. Don't just look for products that meet your little criteria. Just look at all products that have opportunity. Step 4 was understanding the customer and getting into their mentality by using the complete solution. It's understanding the customer and then finding a complete solution that's going to benefit them in the most efficient way. Step 5 is that product research isn't really complete until you buy the product. So understand that you're going to be going through that process of of sourcing, creating an irresistible product offer, and validating it, you might do that a few times before you actually finish that process. So don't be put off, right? When you get to a point and then you think, oh my God, I have to start again. That's okay. If you're starting a business, you're going to have setbacks and you just need to be okay with that. The last step, the bonus step, is have some brand finesse. Focus on your brand and creating something that people want to be a part of. One of the biggest reasons for this is the next thing you do after you order them products is launch them on Amazon. And if you can have an incredible brand on the day that you launch, it's going to give you a lot higher chances of being successful and getting to those points where you're making 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 a month. So look, if you have found this video valuable, as I said before, I would love it if you could hit the like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and share it with someone who you think will find value from it and that needs to hear it. Now, a lot of things that we talked about today, I cover in a lot more detail in my book, The One Product Strategy. You can see it there. There's me on the back. It's actually me. It's full of pages and stuff. And it's a free book. Just pay shipping and handling, and we'll ship it anywhere in the world. This isn't just another how-to book about selling on Amazon. It's really going to be talking to you about the theory, about why it works, so that when you go to actually do it, you understand what you're doing rather than just clicking things because someone's told you to click it. So you can pick that up, link in the description, and yeah, depending on where you are, it takes about 2 to 14 days to get shipped out to you. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you want to see more videos, make sure you are subscribed with those little notifications turned on. Turn them on right now, and remember, you're just one product away. Bye-bye.